Hey guys, it's Logan Evie, and first off, I want to start off by saying that I'm sorry that I haven't posted in so long. I've literally been so busy with school, softball, and all of that. Very sorry about that. Now that summer's coming up, I should be posting more frequently like I used to be. But today, I'm going to be talking about my 8-year struggle with depression and anxiety, and not gonna lie, it's really hard to come out and openly talk about this to a large group. And I'm sorry, I'm crying already, typical me. But this is really hard for me, and this is probably going to be very emotional, and I just want you to bear with me. I will say that there is going to be some triggering things that I talk about and mention because I went through that, and I don't want to censor anything necessarily because it's real, it's what I went through. So I'm sure that this is going to be very long, but please just stick with it and just watch it all the way through. Because I just really want to get this out there to the world because I'm still here today. My first experience necessarily was back when I was 10 years old. I am 18 now. My mom and I really didn't get along. We didn't get along at all. I don't really know what was going on at all, but we didn't get along. We have a great relationship now though, so thank God. But we didn't get along, and it got to the point where I was I just don't think I can do it anymore. And one night I wrote her a note, and it was a suicide note. I told her that that I didn't want to be here, and I thought that going to school was better than being at home, and that I hated school so much, but I'd rather be here than at home, and that everything would be so much better without me. And I was so young that I literally didn't even know how to spell suicide, but I knew what it was, and I wanted to do it. I told her that I knew where the guns were, which I did, but it's not like I even knew how to use it. But that wasn't the point. The point was that I didn't want to live. And I hung the note on my kitty cat poster outside of my door, and I just went back in my room and fell asleep, luckily, on my beanbag chair. And around I don't know, it must have been 11 or something whenever my mom came back to bed, and she saw the note, and she woke me up crying, and yeah, that was my first experience with what I was dealing with, because I couldn't tell you why everything was telling me to kill myself, but I did want to, and that feeling has lasted for 8 years. After that, my mom and I ended up getting closer, which was good. And I didn't feel like that for a while, and then 6th grade came around, and I got a boyfriend, and oh my god, should I have been dating at that time? Probably not, but I did. And we broke up or whatever, and my first immediate thought was that I'm worthless, I'm useless, I don't need to be here if I don't have him, and all this stuff. And looking back, I shouldn't have felt that way, but something in my mind was telling me that I had to feel that way, and that I just couldn't let him go. And it was totally not his fault at all. I'm not blaming any of this on him. I had issues way before I even met him. He is involved in a lot just because I loved him so much. But, it's not because of him at all. it never was because of him. It was always because of me and like what's going on in my head that I can't even explain sometimes. But like we broke up and I was like, I want to kill myself, and like all of these feelings were just negative about myself, and I still struggle with that today. Like every time something goes wrong in my life, I always just think that it's because of me. Like I think that everything is my fault and I deserve everything that like bad that happens to me, which isn't necessarily true. Like that's just how I feel. And I don't know why, and I never have understood why, but like I just think that everything's my fault. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt that like that I wasn't good enough for him, that I'll never be good enough for anyone, and it was just not good. Like, and that feeling lasted forever, it seemed like, back when I was 12, and I like never got over him necessarily, so I would keep going back to him. I wouldn't let myself let go of him because I felt as if I was worthless without him, which I'm not, but that's how I felt, and I couldn't explain why. We ended up getting back together, whatever, like, ooh. But then like 8th grade came around. Like 7th grade was fine, I guess, I don't know. But then 8th grade came around, and 8th grade was the absolute worst year of my life. Like, I can't explain to you how bad 8th grade was. We like got back together in like the fall or something, and then from fall up until midsummer, I was literally the worst I have ever been. Like, think of just sitting in a dark room filled with just hate comments about yourself just flooding at you, reading them every second. That's how I felt. Couldn't help it, and like I had really bad anxiety. I would throw up every single day, and it wasn't just that I had anxiety, I also had an eating disorder. It's not that I thought I was fat or anything, I just couldn't bring myself to eat. Like, I couldn't. And my mom ended up like having to force me to drink protein shakes, and she would literally feed me yogurt because I needed something in my stomach. But I just couldn't ever bring myself to eat. Like, I literally didn't feel worthy of eating, if that makes any sense. I just could not eat because I didn't think I deserved it. And that's how bad it was. Like, I didn't even think I was worthy enough to eat food. And I would throw up all the time from anxiety, and I would cut myself. And eventually, like, that didn't work anymore. Like, I didn't feel better after slicing myself. Like, I didn't feel good anymore, and I just, there were these voices that always said, just like, kill yourself. Like, I just wanted to so bad. And it's not that I just wanted to kill myself. Like, I didn't want to necessarily do that to my family, but I just wanted the pain to stop. I just wanted it to go away. And it wouldn't go away. And I thought that the only way that it would stop would be if I just ended myself. And I tried 3 times, and it never worked, and I would be so sad when it didn't work. But now I thank God for not letting me into myself. And like, eventually it just got so bad that my mom just thought that it would be best if I was put into a mental hospital. So that's where I went for a week. In my 8th grade year, I think it was in April. There for a week, like 5 days, like a school week. And I only told one friend or 2 friends where I was going so that they wouldn't be worried about me. I was an hour away from everything I've known, and I was in a place with people that I've never known. but it made me feel somewhat better because I was in a place where I wasn't alone. And it's not like I was ever alone, but I just felt like, wow, these people feel what I feel. Maybe I'm not as crazy as I think. And I stayed there, and we would have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and they would make sure that everyone ate. So that's how I basically started eating again, because I had to. I would only get to see my parents like once a day during visiting hours for about 45 minutes. There were no phones, I didn't have any way of contacting people. We would have group discussions, and we would have like school and playtime, and we like barely got to go outside, and it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good. I needed it because I got medication for my anxiety and depression, and that is probably the best thing that I have ever gotten, because it has helped me so much. I still struggle every single day with like my self-worth and depression, and I don't have as bad anxiety anymore. I actually haven't thrown up from anxiety in about 2 years, so that's good. But I still struggle with depression so bad. Like, sometimes my thoughts just get so horrendous that I don't know what I would do if I wasn't on medication, because it helps me. It like clears my mind more. But sometimes I'm like, what if I didn't have the medication? What would the demons say to me? And it's terrifying. And it sucks. Or I ended up like going to the hospital when my anxiety and depression was really, really bad. I was playing travel softball, where like we would practice in like the fall through the winter, and then we'd play all summer, like every single weekend. And I loved softball. Like, I still love softball, but I like played on this team, and it was a great team, like an amazing team. And the coach was like really hard, like not like a bad coach, but he was like really hard on the players, like to make them the best that they can be. And I'm not against that coaching. I'm not against that coaching style, so don't think that. Like, he was a great coach, and I would honestly love to play for him again. But at the time, I literally couldn't handle it. Like, I couldn't handle it mentally or physically. Like, I would cry before every single practice because I just didn't want to go, because I couldn't handle it and I didn't want to do it. I literally lost all motivation. I didn't want to hang out with friends. I didn't want to hang out with anyone. I didn't want to do anything I loved. I literally just wanted to lay in bed and cry, and that's basically what I did for a long time. And I didn't want to quit because I knew that it would disappoint my parents, because travel softball is not cheap, and we like already paid for everything, and I didn't want to disappoint them or make them upset, but I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't. So I quit one of the like things that I love the most, and it's because of my depression and anxiety and how bad it was. And if you know me, like, I'm not a quitter. I hate quitting. I hate giving up. And I hate it, but I had to do it for myself. My freshman year started, and it was like everything went dark again. It was like I saw the light. I could see the light, and I was there. And then everything went dark again, and I was back to who I was before, like the depressed Logan, just so sad. And I would listen to the saddest music and just cry for hours. And I know that some people are like, oh, Logan, like, people do that now. And it's like, yeah. And I hate that people do it now because I hate that feeling, but like, I just had no motivation to do anything at all. But I was on medication, so I didn't have as bad anxiety, and I could still eat and everything. But it was just bad. I had to get out of that school, and I ended up moving high schools, and I really told only like 2 people because I didn't want people to talk bad about me. But that, I could save that for another video about why I moved schools. But I felt like that was the best thing for me, and it was a great thing for me. So I moved high schools, and like, it was with, I didn't move before my boyfriend at the time, like I did not, but people always said that, but I didn't. I moved for myself, I moved for my mental health, and like, just being in the school where I was the most sad, it didn't feel right. I needed something new, I needed something different, I needed something else in my life, I needed a change, or else I would have just felt as if I was in a continuous pit of darkness. Depression eased a bit. It wasn't as severe, which was good. And then like, my sophomore year came around, and some things went down between my boyfriend at the time and it was just not good. And I was really sad. I was so sad. But I wasn't like cutting myself. I wasn't trying to kill myself. Like, my anxiety was worse, but it wasn't as bad as what it's been. Like, that was the last time I threw up from anxiety. And that's progress, you know? But I think the one thing that like actually got me through sophomore year was religion, honestly. And not gonna lie, I've kind of strayed away from religion recently, but at the time it was the best thing. It gave me something to look forward to necessarily, because I just felt as if I had more meaning from someone higher above, and I had an outlet to talk to. It really helped. Like, I'm not saying that if you're in a dark time you need God. I'm not trying to say that, but it really did help me. Making this video is so hard for me because it's like I'm reliving everything, and I'm feeling everything that I've felt before, and it's really hard. But I just want it out there because I know that so many people struggle with this every single day, and including me. Like, I still struggle. Like, recently I've been so sad. And I just want people to know that things do get better. I'm such a people person. Like, I don't want anyone else to feel the pain that I felt. And I just want to help everyone. I know I've been literally crying this entire time. I didn't necessarily expect to cry the entire time, but here we are. But, like, I don't want people to think that I'm faking this or anything. Like, this is real, and I don't know how to explain it other than just such a dark place. And I know that everyone goes through, like, bad times, like, we're all human. But when you have depression, it takes your bad times to worse, and your negative thoughts to, like, just such horrendous thoughts that you don't ever want to think about. But then you think about them because your demons say so. Recently, I lost a classmate to suicide, and it's really affected me. He struggled too, and his demons just got the best of him, and now he's gone, and I just don't want anyone else to ever feel like they're alone. Because they're not. You're not alone. I want you to know that you're not alone. And I know that it's hard to think that when your things in your head are saying otherwise, but things do get better. 4 years ago, I would have never guessed that I would still be alive. And I am. And maybe he was just too good for this earth. His soul was too pure. But I just wish he didn't feel that way. And when you have depression and everything is telling you just to kill yourself, like, that doesn't take the pain away. Even though you want it to end, it just takes the pain and puts it on other people that care and love for you. And I just don't want anyone to feel like that. And I know I can't help everyone, but it literally sucks so bad because I want to help everyone. And I want to let them feel that they're not alone. Like, I don't want anyone to feel like they're alone. But at the same time, like, I can't help everyone. I don't want to say that, like, my life has been terrible, because it hasn't, like, but I have been through some really deep shit that I hate, just because I hate thinking about what I've been through, because it sucks, and I hate thinking about it because I just remember the thoughts I would think and the feelings I felt, and it sucks because I still feel those, and I don't think they're ever gonna go away. As much as I want them to go away, I don't think they will. I'm definitely not in the worst spot I've ever been, but I'm not necessarily in a great spot right now. And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so what's a better month to post this video, right? I'm kidding, but it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I am posting this video to raise awareness about depression and anxiety, because a lot of people struggle with this more than you would probably think. You're not alone if you have it, because if you don't know someone that has it, at least you know me, right? It's not easy. It's not easy waking up every day when there's just a a cloud following you, like a dark cloud, and it just, you can have the happiest of days or happiest of weeks, months. You can just have these time periods where you're fine, and then all of a sudden your entire world comes crashing down on yourself, and it's just so bad. It's such a bad place. It's literally hell on earth. It is. It's hell on earth. It's hell within yourself, and you can't remove it because it's inside your fucking brain. And I wish I could remove it. Like, I wish I didn't have it, but I do, and I've had it for over 8 years, and like, it's just crazy to me because I was 10 years old when I wanted to kill myself. I don't want to say that my life was hard or is hard, and I don't want to say that growing up was hard. It wasn't growing up, and it wasn't living. It was literally myself that made everything so hard. And like, mental health runs in my family. It sucks so bad to live with it. Like, I know that people have it worse than I do. I know that. And I know that people have like worse depression and like everything, and I'm not saying that I'm the worst. I'm not. I don't want people to think that that's what I'm doing this for. I'm not posting this for sympathy. I'm not posting this for people to feel sorry for me. I just want people to know that this is something that a lot of people deal with on a daily basis. And it's just something that people need to be more aware about, because it's just so much more common than you would think. Like, it's crazy. Like, going to that hospital, and everyone there was there for depression and or anxiety, except for one person. Well, from the time I was there. But it's just truly crazy. And it sucks that a lot of people feel this way. I wish I didn't feel this way, because it's been a really rough couple of weeks. That's why whenever something bad happens, not bad, but if something that upsets me happens, I don't just get upset and move on. Like, I get upset, and then everything in my head just turns black, and all of a sudden I'm thinking that everything's my fault, and then I get so upset for so long, and that's just how I am right now. I'm definitely not as worse as what I was when I was 14. But I mean, I'm struggling. That was really gross, I'm sorry. I might make some more videos about this. I might go a little bit more in depth. If you guys have any questions or comments or whatever, just let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this if you made it this far. I'm sure a lot of you probably didn't want to watch an 18-year-old girl crying in her bedroom for like a long time. But thank you if you did. My head's really jumbled up right now. Like, I want people to be more aware of depression and anxiety, not because they don't know about it, but because so many people deal with this, and it's so hard. And I know I've said that, but like, I can't explain to you how hard it is to really deal with this every single day. I hate it so much. I hate dealing with it, but I have to, and I'm not the only one. And even if you don't struggle with depression and you're going through a hard time, like, just know that you're not alone. Like, nobody in this world is alone, and I hate the fact that people feel alone, because I've been there, and that's not the case. Like, I know that it's so cliche to say, well, think about the people that love you, but it's true. Like, honestly, think about the people that care for you and love for you, and even if you feel like people don't love or care for you, they do. Someone does. More people than you think do. Things get better with time. And waiting is one of the worst parts. Waiting for things to get better sucks. One thing that really helped me was thinking things will get better. Like, better days are coming. There's light at the end of the tunnel. And it's true. Like, happy days are ahead. And there might be, it's not just going to be a straight boom, you're there. Like, you're going to have to go through good times and bad times and ups, downs. It's like a roller coaster, and that's how life is in general, but things do get better. And it's hard for me to tell myself that things get better, but it's so easy for me to tell others, and it sucks. Like, I can give other people advice so easily, and then it comes to myself, and I'm like, I just go blank, and I don't know what to do with myself because of all my thoughts and all of my feelings. And when I feel things, I feel so deeply. When I love so hard. When I'm sad, I'm so sad. And it just takes so long to get over things for me. It's hard for me to let go of people and things that mean so much to me. It's really hard. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. And please just know that this was really hard for me to post and even film myself. Like, I'm sitting here filming it, and I hate it because I hate talking about what I've been through, because it sucks so bad. So I really appreciate you sitting through this video and watching an 18-year-old cry for however long this video is. But thank you. You are not alone. You're not alone. You'll never be alone. As much as your demons tell you that you are, you're not. And I hope that you learned something about what it's like to live like this. And I know I probably didn't explain anything well at all, and I cried through every single part of it. And I definitely left out a lot of details. Not like details necessarily. I gave you the big chunks, but there were just so many little details that were a part of that. But I covered all of the main ideas. It's just a really hard topic to talk about, and this took a lot out of me, and I know I've said that, but it sucks. And please be nice. Please be nice. I'm very fragile, and I don't want hate. I really don't. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure when that'll be, but stick around. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because I sat here and cried for like an hour. Well, the video's not an hour, but it honestly took me a long time to just think about everything and put it into words, and it was really hard to try to put into words. But the best way I can describe depression is there's just a dark gray cloud always following you. Like, it's like literally just above my head, and it follows me everywhere I go, and sometimes it won't precipitate for days or weeks, and then other times it'll just pour and become so dark and cold that it's hard to deal with, and like that's the best explanation I can have other than a dark room. But yeah, again, thank you. Bye.